Andy Gibb's entrance into the entertainment world was calculated, swift, and effective. Born into the Gibb family in 1958, he was the youngest sibling of Barry, Robin, and Maurice Gibb, internationally known as the Bee Gees. Unlike his brothers, Andy never became a full-time member of the Bee Gees, yet he quickly carved out his own place in the music industry. His solo career was launched with strategic support from his brothers, who wrote and produced many of his early hits. In 1977, Andy released I Just Want to Be Your Everything, which soared to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. What followed was a series of successful singles, including Love Is, Thicker Than Water, and Shadow Dancing, all of which reached the top of the U.S. charts. By age 21, Andy had achieved a level of fame that many artists spend decades chasing. His youthful appearance, combined with a smooth voice and pop sensibility, made him a sought-after figure not only in music, but also in television and film. Hollywood took notice. He was offered hosting duties on Solid Gold, featured in guest roles on primetime television, and considered for lead parts in major productions. His appearances with high-profile celebrities and his romantic relationship with actress Victoria Principal positioned him as a tabloid fixture and a public favorite. For a brief time, Andy Gibb was the face of young stardom in both the U.S. and abroad. But while the public image projected success and glamour, the reality behind the scenes was far different. Andy struggled to cope with the pressures of stardom. Without the foundation of years of hard touring and career development that his brothers had experienced, he entered the spotlight without the same level of personal resilience. By 1979, rumors of drug abuse began surfacing. His cocaine use escalated, affecting his reliability as a performer and his behavior in professional settings. Missed rehearsals, canceled appearances, and inconsistent performances followed. The entertainment industry, once eager to embrace him, started pulling away. RSO Records dropped him. Television networks, once willing to overlook his issues for the sake of ratings, began looking elsewhere. His relationship with Victoria Principal ended under public scrutiny. Although he occasionally claimed to be working on new music, his output slowed dramatically. Efforts at comebacks were met with skepticism. He appeared in stage productions like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and The Pirates of Penzance, but his inconsistency persisted. Andy's family intervened multiple times. He was placed in rehabilitation centers and encouraged to step away from the public eye. While his brothers remained supportive, there was a growing sense that Andy could not regain the focus needed to rebuild his career. Throughout the early 1980s, he oscillated between recovery and relapse, optimism and despair. Public interest began to wane, and by the mid-1980s, he was mostly absent from the music charts and Hollywood spotlight. In 1988, after a brief period of reported sobriety and early work on a new album, Andy Gibb died at age 30. The official cause was myocarditis, a heart condition that can be exacerbated by long-term drug use. The autopsy revealed no active substances in his body at the time of death, but the toll of years of stress, emotional strain, and physical deterioration had already done irreversible damage. What made Andy Gibb Hollywood's most loved and lost star was the contrast between his natural talent and the outcome of his life. He had the look, voice, charisma, and industry support to become one of the defining entertainers of his generation. He had top producers writing hits tailored to his strengths. He had the visibility of a global brand and the attention of major networks. And yet, the same industry that built him up had no mechanisms to support him when the pressures became too much. His fall was not due to lack of talent or opportunity, but the result of rapid fame, mental health neglect, and substance dependence, factors that were poorly understood and often ignored at the time. Andy Gibb's legacy remains as a cautionary tale about the dangers of early fame and the entertainment industry's failure to protect its most vulnerable stars. Andy Gibb was once seen as the next great pop icon, a young artist with the world at his feet. Instead, he became a symbol of unfulfilled potential and the heavy cost of fame. He was embraced by the public, adored by fans, and yet ultimately left without the personal support network necessary to endure the weight of success. This is why Andy Gibb is remembered as Hollywood's most loved and lost star.